And now, the Break It Down Show with Jon and Pete.
Coming in your ear hole.
Coming in your ear hole. Hey, this is John Leon Guerrero.
Hey, and this is Pete A. Turner.
And this is a Break It Down Show supplement. And we figured out that we should do more of these.
Yeah, that's what we were told. Do more of these. We still want to hear you guys talk. So here we are doing one.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
It's not like we made notes or anything. We'll bullshit about some topics for a second.
Sure.
And go, hey, you know what we ought to talk about? And then we probably won't end up talking about any of those
All right.
topics.
I can do that.
But a couple of things that I wanted to note. First of all, the John Ziegler episode is performing.
Yeah.
People are listening to that thing, and they have feedback that is, frankly, really good and pretty nice.
Yeah. I was surprised. Everything I've heard has been supportive in that. Gosh, I didn't realize there were so many problems with this case.
So there's that. Also, John Ziegler, he's got a rep of being I don't know. Crackpot's not the right word.
Yeah. A guy that picked the wrong side of an argument, basically.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of negative. He went to court this week.
Did he?
To go fight charges, which were dismissed.
Yeah.
Because he's not telling lies.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling truths.
Yeah.
And it gets people mad.
It's easy to say someone's committed slander or someone's committed libel because he's a mouthpiece and a writer.
Right.
But it's not if it's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And you got to show damages. And if you've already got an income stream from this thing, it's tough to show the damages.
Hard to work yourself back into the negative.
Yeah.
When you have a Mercedes in the driveway.
Especially when you're dealing in facts. He's got court documents on his side. So, yeah, that's a hell of a show. And part 2 is going to come out on Monday.
Yeah.
At least recorded this show. I guess this show goes up.
We'll put this out on Saturday.
All
So
right.
the following Monday will be the one. We're at the new Mountain View Studios.
Mountain View.
Although, Bayview Studios, we used to sit at the mic and you could see the bay.
Yeah.
Mountain View Studios, you got to crane your neck a little bit.
Unless we sit out in the back deck.
That's true. We could do that there with a lovely view of Mount Tamalpais. The shows that we're looking forward to, man. I'm looking forward to Larry Batiste.
Yes.
In a as yet unnamed date.
Uh-huh. Coming soon.
Juan Escovedo.
Coming soon. George Benson. Coming soon.
Man, come on.
It's getting silly.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this out there even. We're working on, there's nothing tied to it at all, but we're trying to get Mavis Staples.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love Mavis Staples.
And they put it out this week. She's going to get Kennedy Center honors. And absolutely deserving.
Yeah, man. She's an American treasure.
Yes. So we will see if we can crack the code on that. And we've got a start on the code, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And then our 100th show coming up with Sly Stone.
Sly Stone and people that love Sly Stone.
Yep.
And so that probably will be our biggest show to date.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, nobody's really captured Sly in recent years.
Nope.
Especially not like we did for a very candid interview that was honestly a man not at his best at the time. It was late.
Yeah.
He was worn out, and he came in and he did as much as he could with us for I don't know, about 30, 40 minutes or so.
But given all the circumstances, we got
that's
great
the
stuff.
thing, is that I'm not being critical. He was having a rough month, and he was right in the middle of the court case and all that stuff. So, and then now the court case, has been he's gotten an award in the court case.
Right.
He hasn't seen a dime of that money.
It's evolving. Right. They're just going to wait him out as much as they can.
That's terrible.
That is terrible because he made the damn music.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And they're just going to wait for him. And he's getting older and older. And, it's terrible.
It is terrible. It is terrible.
So, on lighter...
We got Rob Bell coming up.
We do have Rob Bell coming up. I'm really looking forward to that show because I had a crisis of faith in front of Rob Bell.
Yes.
And, without patronizing me.
Yeah.
He was able to address some of my concerns in a very respectful way.
Yeah.
And that guy just makes my heart feel good, man.
Yeah. And you need more of that.
That's
you don't
the
got to
magic
agree
of
with
Rob
them.
Bell.
You just got to let your heart be free and let it be filled with love. And Rob Bell has a big old bucket of love for you.
He does. That's all he's got for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why he's successful.
So that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Kayvon.
Kayvon. Yes.
Kayvon.
I can't wait.
In his swanky Los Angeles apartment.
Uh-huh.
He is hilarious.
He is. He's super fun. And
It's nice to get a guy like that in the midst of his emergence.
Yeah, he's on the rocket right now. It's blasting straight up into space.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to catch him now. You're right. We also have Zach Ward coming up.
Yeah.
And Zach Ward, man, he shocked
was a
the hell out
terrific
of me.
show.
Terrific. Super excited about
That didn't shock the hell out of me because that guy's a veteran. So I can't say that I expected quite what we got.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know,
He was terrific,
yeah,
but we knew he was going to be good.
yeah,
So his perspective, having been a child star in
Sure.
such an iconic movie.
Right.
That guy's frozen in time at age 12,
that's it, right there.
but he's a new man at age 44.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
has been a new man for 20 years, and he's been working in TV and film steadily
nonstop the whole
for
time.
decades.
Yeah,
So great perspective,
yeah.
very pragmatic.
I mean, you want to learn about the show business, the business of show? Well, there's a pro right there for you.
Yeah.
That guy knows how to earn a living, what bullshit looks like, what he's got time for, what he doesn't have time for. It's a very, very good show. I'm really excited about it. Who else do we have coming up?
Jeffrey Reddick,
Yeah, Jeffrey Reddick.
also terrific.
Also terrific.
I love that guy, man.
This is the thing about our show, man. We get these guests, and we go down to LA. We get a bunch of LA type shows and everything, but no one's weak. Everyone's swinging a big heavy axe and killing.
Well, I think that what has been characteristic among every one of our guests is they're in it for the slog, man.
Yeah,
I think that's the guest that we get. And some of the guests are less known than others.
sure.
But every single one of them's in the middle of a slog, and they put it on their back, and they're trudging through it.
Yeah,
And I think that's how we get some of these guys, man, because you reach out to some of these people, and it's a long shot.
yeah,
For some of these people. Some more, there are other people who sort of fit right in, and they know that we are their lane,
Right.
And and we're a perfect match. But there are other people who, Rob Bell, for instance,
yeah,
what business did we have getting Rob Bell? And from the very beginning, he was like, "Yeah."
yeah. Let's do it. Yeah,
And then the funniest thing happened after the Rob Bell show. We go, "All right, man. Well, it was great having you." And he's packing up his stuff, and we go, "Okay, well, can we walk you to your car?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we walk out. Now we did this show at the Lot, which
Yes.
is it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there are studios there. There are writers' rooms, and there happens to be the headquarters of the OWN network, which is
right.
Oprah's.
yeah,
So there's a very substantial Oprah presence on that lot, and they shoot. What is it? What else do they shoot down there? I think there's some CSI going on down there.
They had a couple things that they shoot out there.
Yeah, there's a few things
Yeah.
housed at this lot, but the main thing, the centerpiece of the whole thing, is the OWN network.
That's right.
And Oprah's building. And as we're walking Rob Bell out to his car, just sort of buttoning it up and bullshitting on the way out, he looks up and he goes, I knew this place looked familiar. I had Oprah on my podcast, and we did it in that room right there. And he pointed up to a window in a glass building in the corner of and we were like, "You had Oprah on your podcast?"
Yeah, yeah. And not
Holy
only does
shit.
Oprah's corner office is at the top corner, it's awesome, but she pushed her corner office out an extra 5 feet,
Right.
So she couldn't
She
even
had
more
the
of a
jutting out
Yes.
corner office.
Yeah, because she's Oprah and she does what the fuck she wants to do.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited about all these great shows. We are very fortunate to get the people that we get. They have these great stories. You're right. The theme is these guys work hard. I mean, whether you're talking about Marvin McFadden or James Early, and that's almost bookending the entire show we've had.
Yeah.
Every one of those guys is in it, and they're working hard.
It's true. Grinding.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, speaking of grinding, You might be going back to the sandbox.
Yeah, if they ultimately say yes, I will be in Afghanistan sometime in August.
We haven't really talked about what that dynamic does for the show.
Yeah.
So let's hash it out in front of
Let's
everybody
do it.
right here.
Let's hash it out.
What happens in mid-August if you take off to Afghanistan?
I don't know. We keep booking shows.
Yeah.
I keep setting you up with guests as best I can, making you go, quit sending me incredible guests, because
Right.
you're not going to say that.
I don't have time to go see George Benson.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And, I'll jump in on Skype when I can.
I just want to say, I want to get back to this topic, but
Yeah.
I want to say, because we've opened up the topic of George Benson.
Yeah.
We're two dudes who are just also in the slog. And our George Benson connection is the great Preston Glass.
I love Preston.
Now, we had him on our show, and we were so elated and excited to have him on our show. And when we got down there, I almost feel like Preston, he didn't know us.
Right.
And I just sort of weaseled my way in and said, Preston, I'd really like to have you on the show. Here are the other guests we've had.
Right.
And I think you fit right in. And he went, okay. And was a little reluctant, hospitable, but reluctant. And we talked him into it. He invited us into his home. We went into his home studio. And we recorded the show in his home studio. And I'm sitting there going, man, I'm in Preston Glass's home studio.
Yeah.
And in his home. I mean, we're there with his wife, Gina, and his granddaughter. And his grandkids, showed up for Easter.
Yeah.
While we were there.
Yes.
So it was just a really nice glimpse into the life of a man who's provided us with some great music and who I really, really admire. And by the end of it, I went from being a real admirer of his craft to being a real, I just love him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Boy. And like you said before, he unlocks so many other people too, because he worked with so many great people.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to continue to branch out from there and get just people that are going to continue to blow our socks off.
So he said, hey, I talked to George.
Yeah.
He's going to be in town for you guys. San Francisco,
Right.
for us, is in town. So he's going to be in San Francisco. He's at the Sheraton Ballroom, and they're doing an event. And he says that, he can probably pry a half hour.
Yeah.
But you got to catch him in the dressing room, which means just buy a ticket to the show.
Yeah.
Go in there. Once you get in the place, you can navigate your way, and he'll accommodate you, and he'll sit for as long as possible. But as long as possible is likely to be a half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, a half an hour with George Benson is just fine with me.
Yeah.
So we go to.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
log on to buy the tickets from, I don't know where they were, Live Nation or whatever. No, I just went to georgebenson.com and he had a link, and I clicked on the link, and those tickets were $750.
Wow.
Each.
Yeah.
And we had to reach back to Preston and go, thanks, man, but $750.
Yeah.
Ah.
I wish I could afford a $750 ticket
Can
to see
you
George
imagine
Benson.
what event that must have been? I mean, I think that the $750 ticket, first of all, you're in the Sheraton Ballroom,
Yeah.
which is gorgeous,
Right,
on New
of course.
Montgomery,
Yeah.
downtown San Francisco. And then they probably fed you, and I bet they fed you on white linen.
Sure.
And,
Yeah. Top notch for sure.
Yeah.
And you're paying $750 for a guy that is going to scat. He's not even going to say words.
That's right.
And you're like, yep, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah. He's
So-
going to come out dressed to the nines. He's going to sit down with his 335,
Yeah.
and he's in his flat round strings,
Yep.
and he's going to scat a little bit for you right alongside his solo, and he's going to blow your mind, and it'll be the best $750 you ever spent, and you're getting laid.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So that's what
Yes.
George Benson does for a living. He helps a brother out.
He does. And that makes him all right in our book.
That's right.
So we're going to get him at a time when it's more mutually convenient for everybody and not $750 to go to a show.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, there are a few people I would spend $750 for, but he's one of them.
Yeah. Oh, sure. For sure.
He's one of
absolutely.
them. I mean, that's a small handful of people.
Yeah.
You drop $750.
And that size of a venue, too, you can do it there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend $750 to sit in a arena or a stadium.
Right.
But
But no, you're sitting, you're sitting comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And that's worth that ticket. Who would you pay $7.50 for?
Well, obviously, I got to say U2 since I'm a U2 fan. If they did like a one-off show I could get in,
Yeah.
I'd go find the money for that. I don't know. If I had
What if it was
$7.50
just like Bono,
Mhm.
The Edge, with a 335 and flat round strings?
Yeah, I'd do that.
You know, Larry Mullen sitting on a box.
Sure, playing the box.
With,
that he's sitting
playing
on.
the box with
Yeah.
a hairbrush.
Yeah,
You know,
combing everybody's hair. Oh, and using it for percussion.
sure,
Yeah.
sure, combing, percussion. You know,
Whatever.
Yeah, dragging it across his teeth.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. I'd pay $7.50 for that. I mean, if I had it, and I would try it as hard as I could to have that. I would really extend myself to see that show.
Sure.
For sure. I don't know. What about you?
Carlos Santana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I saw Carlos Santana at the Warfield in 1989.
Yeah.
And I paid $21 for that ticket.
I paid $15 to see Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes.
Wow.
At the other place at the House of Blues, not on the main stage.
Right.
And it was worth it. Like, I mean, it wasn't really even a real stage. It was just a place where they put up a microphone on a stool.
Yeah.
And he sat there and he played his guitar and he sang songs, and it was worth every penny.
Yep.
So, yeah.
In the right setting, Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, Harry Connick Jr., that goes without saying. We
That
both
guy's
would
gotten
pay
me
for that.
laid so many times.
Yeah. He deserves it. He's such a great entertainer.
Yep.
I think the world of him.
Even if that night I didn't get laid, I'd be like, you know what? I got a couple in the bank for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a short list.
Yeah. I mean, there's other people on that list.
Yeah, we're not coming up with them right now.
Yeah. I don't have enough nostalgia. I do want to see acts that still have it. I don't necessarily want to see the last show that anybody can do. Like, I thought about going to see the last show of Glenn Campbell out in Napa,
That might have been tough.
but I didn't want to.
Ruin it.
I didn't want it to. Yeah, I didn't want to go there just for the reason just to see the last show. And
I
not
would
see
have
him
gone
at
to
his best.
see it. I didn't know about it until it was too late, and I would have gone to see it because I would have made my expectations reasonable, for one. And for two, I'd never seen Glenn Campbell live.
Sure.
And just to have seen him would have been
Yeah.
something.
I don't begrudge anybody going and seeing Glenn Campbell like that.
Yeah.
I just, I'll let somebody else go who wants that more than I do, So I'm not super big on the nostalgia thing. But, I mean, I appreciate that I got to see Buddy Rich right before he died,
Yeah. That's big.
Yeah, it was big. And I knew it was big at the time. I was old enough to know that, oh, my gosh, this is a pretty big deal to see this
And
guy.
this isn't going to last very long.
Right,
much longer.
exactly. Yeah.
I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan just before he passed.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, am I glad I got to see that.
Right? Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That guy would have been a $7.50 ticket.
Oh, sure. Come on. If he was still around now, he'd be pulling whatever he wanted to pull.
The night that I saw him, he was opening for Jeff Beck.
Okay.
And I went there to see Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Like, I bought the ticket to see
Right.
Jeff Beck.
Right.
And I went, oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
That'll be cool, too.
Yeah, absolutely. What about small stage, small venue,
Let me
Tom
just say
Petty?
this.
Oh, yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan whooped his ass.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
I love Jeff Beck, and he was great.
Yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan whooped his ass.
Well, Stevie Ray Vaughan had that special thing among special people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. You started to say.
I was like, what? A small venue, big ticket, Tom Petty.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Man.
I would do that.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
If you got me the right act and they did a Storytellers, I'm in. I'm in for $7.50.
Yeah, Storytellers was good.
I love that. My favorite one is that Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson one.
Sure.
And those guys could have done their own show, but they chose not to. You
Yep.
know? And it was
better.
It was so good. Those guys back and forth.
Sometimes a duet truly is a duet.
Yeah.
And those guys will drown anybody else.
Oh, yes.
So you have to have, it's like, if you're going to do a duet with Johnny Cash, you better be Willie Nelson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Storytellers was really, really good.
Yeah.
Def Leppard.
David Bowie.
Oh, man. David Bowie tells that great story about Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah. Yeah, you should watch the Storytellers episode with David Bowie in it because it's excellent.
Other things you should watch. I saw the Jaco Pastorius
Yeah.
documentary.
Sure.
And that thing was so fucking good when it was over.
Yeah.
I just hit the button to start it over again, and I watched it twice in a row.
I watched that Eagles documentary a lot.
Oh, man, that's so good.
Yeah.
You can just jump in on it at any point, too.
Yep. And that's the difference between, and we've had this conversation before, that's the difference between elite greatness and just very great. You know?
Yeah, just very great.
Right. Like they're all great. There's no one who sucks in those bands.
Yep.
But you're not going to sing better than Don Henley.
Right.
I'm sorry, friend. It just ain't going to happen. You
Yeah.
know, you're not going to write a song better than Glenn Frey. You might write one with him, but he's got 3 more coming right
Yep.
afterwards.
Exactly.
And that hurts egos.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah, you're great, but you're not as great as those guys.
Yeah.
You know, and God damn, what a story those guys put together. You know.
It was, their story was so big, it was 2 documentaries.
Yeah.
And they both stood alone.
Right. They did.
So that was good. I watched a documentary on ping pong.
Oh, did you watch that one?
Yeah.
That's funny. I've not watched it yet.
It's
I've
pretty
considered
good.
it. Is it?
I mean,
All
right now, my house is ping pong crazy, and by my house, I mean my kid.
Yeah, he's crazy for it.
He
Table
has
tennis.
He has a ping pong table. It's set up in the backyard, and he loves ping pong.
Yeah.
So
Back there
I
playing
want him
it.
to watch that movie so he can see that it's great to have fun at ping pong. But, you know, you move up into that level where that level exists
Yeah.
where it ain't fun no more.
Right. It's all business.
It's all business.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the topic we veered away from, which was if you go to Afghanistan,
Yeah.
and I have to run around and get guests, that's great. But the thing that we may be able to take advantage of that we can't currently is that you'll be in Afghanistan.
Yeah. 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 Lots of stories. Yeah. Being able to I would love to tell, I think one of the stories I'd like to tell is just to give you guys a glimpse at what life is like there. Because it's not all grim, grisly stuff. And there are horrible days.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of days where there's laughter and pleasantness and there's stories. You know, these are not illiterate people, but they got stories like crazy. So capturing some of those stories and understanding what they went through, and I think there'll be some beautiful moments to pull out of those things.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
The way that their culture values or doesn't value literacy doesn't mean that they don't have value on the ability to impart some piece of wisdom.
Sure.
And that's just a human trait.
Yeah.
So for better or for worse, I mean, it would be great if there was more literacy there.
Sure.
And people could read and expose themselves to things, whatever. But there are some stories that are preserved in a way that is truly older.
Yeah.
And there's something really cool about that.
There is something really cool about that. And it takes a while to get those guys to open up and tell those stories. And I've got to figure out how to deal with the interpreter hurdle, because you can't have 4-hour shows, you know, because that's just asking everybody too much to do that. But I think that if I can find the right people to tell some of those stories, I think that'll be fascinating material. But, you know, I'm hoping there are other things too, other stories to tell. So I don't know what they will be, but I guess that's what we're trying to figure out now, right? Is what do we look for when we turn the mic on? Because there's all kinds of stuff going on.
It's not like you haven't found in your travels to the sandbox charismatic storyteller interpreters.
Yeah, right. We've had 2 on the show.
We've had 2 on the show. That's right.
One's got a bestseller and one's fucking awesome at storytelling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's...
and funky on the bass.
And funky on the bass. Yeah, you guys listen to the Night Train show and the Johnny Walker show. Johnny Walker's movie comes out next year.
Wow.
And I'm
hoping.
hoping...
know who's in it?
No, I don't know much about it. I want to pin him down, but what I want to do is, if my character, because I'm in the book, if my character somehow makes it, or even if I'm blended into another character, I want us to interview me, like the Johnny codename Johnny Walker movie me.
Yeah,
have him on the show. I think that'd be all right.
I want you to be played by Dennis Haysbert, on account of the resemblance.
All right, shoot. As long as you don't say like Michael Madsen or something. Although Michael Madsen would play fine. He can act.
He would. He'd be fucking terrific.
Yeah.
It would be great to be played by Michael Madsen.
Yes.
In fact, he would do a great job playing you.
You're probably right. Yeah.
He might be challenged to play a Guamanian, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah,
great.
you got to be played by like John Leguizamo or something, you know.
Oh shit! What a compliment that would be.
He's so awesome. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
Are there any famous Guamanian actors that people know about? Is
No.
anybody like, you guys have your one major leaguer.
Right. Yeah. We got him.
Yeah. But no big so and so had a part in whatever, Aliens, and he was the guy.
No, my cousin Ken Glover.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll divulge the biting detail at the end, but my cousin Ken Glover, he was an extra in Platoon.
Uh-huh.
And he had a part in a movie called POW, The Escape, where David Carradine
Okay.
played a guy who was in Vietnam
Right.
and starts off the movie sitting in a helicopter, with the backdrop in the helicopter of the moving blanket against the wall. And he looks at this kid who's just a baby-faced kid. I think that the character's name was Christopher Teague. And he looks at him and he says, "Hey, Teague." And my cousin Ken looks up and he goes, "How old are you, kid?" 19, sir. Okay. So Christopher Teague gets killed.
Oh man.
They get out of the helicopter. They're in a firefight. He gets killed. David Carradine hoists my cousin Ken up on his shoulder, carries him through the rice paddy, fights off the guys, and then, at the very last, almost made it, he gets captured.
Oh.
And then the guys who capture David Carradine look at the body of Teague and kind of strip it of his hat and his whatever's on him that's valuable or whatever, and they happen to take his dog tags. And they are careful to introduce the character's name because the dog tags make it all the way through the movie.
Aha.
I'm not blowing this for anybody. It's not like you can look up POW, The Escape.
It's an old movie.
In your red box.
Right.
But his character makes it 5 minutes. His character's dog tags make it all the way to the end of the movie. And
That's
it was
funny.
David Carradine.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That counts.
Yeah.
So there you go. You guys got an actor.
Here's the problem.
Uh-oh.
My cousin Ken he's one of my closest cousins, emotionally speaking.
Right.
He lives in Texas, but he married my cousin Selena, and that's how he's my cousin.
Okay.
So he's not from Guam.
Well, close.
Yeah,
Yeah. Huh.
but he's been. I'll tell you what, he's been in my family much longer than he hasn't.
Yeah.
So,
That counts.
Yeah.
That family's family.
That's right.
Especially nowadays. Like who the heck knows what the heck anybody is anymore,
Let's see who else from Guam has done noteworthy film work. I can't really think of anybody, but I think of two guys behind the scenes. Sean Sergosi,
Sure.
who's my filmmaking partner. When about every 9 to 11 years,
You guys make a movie.
yeah,
And you guys are due, right?
we are due. He's my cousin.
Uh-huh.
Not really. But I'm much closer to him than I am with many of my cousins,
Right.
frankly.
Yeah.
But I think my mom and his dad are third cousins twice removed.
So there's a family connection, sort of.
Yeah.
You're on
there
the
is.
tree.
There is. We're on
Yeah.
the tree. And then there's a gentleman named Frank Ishisaki
Uh-huh.
who I'm acquainted with. I haven't talked to him in several years, but he's the director of the World Poker Tour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when you see that World Poker Tour
Sure.
broadcast,
Yeah.
he's working. Last I talked, who knows, maybe more now, but last I
Yeah.
talked to him, he's working 19 cameras simultaneously.
Jeez.
Because he's got all the room cameras, he's got the cameras on the close-up of the dude, he's got the camera under the table pointing
Sure.
at the cards. It's
Yeah.
like, there's cameras all over the place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a hell of a gig, and he does it masterfully.
Yeah. That technical director's got to be on his toes, too.
Yeah.
To be changing all the, because they got to be anticipating those shots.
Well, the other thing is they got to anticipate those shots without interfering in a poker game.
yeah.
And all of the etiquette and all of the, you got to
Sure.
do it right and not give away stuff,
Yeah.
code that there is in
Yeah.
a poker game.
I'm just thinking about, like, the guy that sits there with all the orange lights in front of him pushing the buttons. Like, that guy has to be anticipating that call, because if you don't have the hand cam turned on
Yeah.
for that half second when you see the thing,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you missed it. So he's like he's got to be so in sync. I'd love to talk to one of those guys. That's it. If you don't know if you've ever done that job before, I did it in college a little bit.
Yeah.
It's frantic.
Now do it times 19.
Yeah.
All wrapped around a poker table.
Live.
Yeah, there's a lot
because
going on.
you're not going back to get another shot.
Hold on, guys. Can we just do that one more time?
Can
No,
you do?
we
I need
can't
that
do
expression
one more
again.
time. Yeah. You know what? The flop came.
Yeah.
The dude went nuts.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
Right.
and you can't miss it.
And you push the camera that with the guys.
And they
focused
don't
on.
miss it.
No, they don't ever miss it. No, they don't. They don't.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that guy, you're right. He's a technician.
Right. Yes.
I think that's all we got, man.
I think that's a good. It's a good check in, and just if you're going to do
No,
anything.
I just meant for people in the
Oh, okay.
for people around cameras who are from Guam.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. It's a small place, Guam.
Yeah,
So
we'll
yeah.
take it. What about? Let's see. We've talked about upcoming shows.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about some current news events that
Yeah.
we care about, and I just want to say that we're with the people of Orlando.
Oh man,
We
sure.
are definitely with the families of the victims. We're with the LGBT community. We have lots of friends who enlighten us every day about the importance of equality and the importance of loving everybody.
Yeah.
Letting everybody love whoever they want.
Yeah. And if Rob Bell had anything to say about anything, he just there's always room for more love in the world.
That's right.
So spread your love by spreading more love. Don't you can't get Rob Bell to be negative.
You can't.
We can all learn from that, and that you can just stop, take a breath, say something positive.
Rob Bell on his worst day will still give you a hug.
Yeah, I love Rob Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rob Bell, man, I am excited for that show.
Me too.
Oh, we got Devone Bogan shows coming up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That Devone Bogan show, I want to say, first of all, that his work is so important that you should go back and I just listened to Devone Bogan parts 1 and 2 yesterday and today.
How'd you feel?
Loved them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't listen to our shows very often, but I get streaky. And every once in a while I'll think of something and I'll go, I need to go listen to that again.
Yeah.
And the Devone Bogan shows, both parts, are one of those shows that we did where we had practically no work to do.
Yeah.
We just turned mics on and went, ladies and gentlemen, Devone Bogan, and
Right.
he went off.
Yeah.
And as he went off, he said so much great, poignant, important stuff that we just did ourselves a favor by staying out of the way.
Man, I'll tell you what. He's really making a difference. And you guys owe it to yourselves to learn about that. Because I know we all get frustrated with mass violence and, with socioeconomic differences and problems. And here's a guy that's actually knocking the ball over the fence.
He's really doing something about it.
Yeah. So if you want to find a place to put your positive energy into, you start right there with Devone and figure out how to get on board. Because he's making good changes.
You know what? We can absolutely quantify
Yeah.
the way that the murder rate goes down wherever he is.
Yeah.
And we can quantify the guys who are active shooters,
Right.
who learn how to resolve conflict in other ways and learn how to think first and learn how to control themselves and learn how to value life. And that's great. The thing that we have yet to really even talk about with Devone, we can anticipate how many lives he's saved on a practical level. But how many kids has he saved because they have a father in their life?
Yeah.
Or how many families didn't get torn apart because of a family member?
Yeah, never mind the money saved.
Right.
Just look at the human lives, and it's exponential. That's the answer to that.
That's right.
Because he's going to fix one dude. Look, he took the people that are his change agents come from prison. And these are guys that were set up, ready to go, ready to do something else with their life. And maybe they're going to go be welders, and there's nothing wrong with being a welder.
That's
But
right.
these guys came out and said, yeah, I'll go walk these streets and start. And all of these people all say it's not the change agent, it's not Devone. It's those dudes
Just
with the
young
guns.
men.
Yep. Who say, okay, yeah, I'll do something different.
Yeah.
So it's
Visionaries.
Yeah.
And we met a couple of them.
Courageous as hell.
Put them on the mic.
Yeah.
And they were terrific.
They were.
So look forward to that. Also, Devone paid us such a tremendous compliment.
Yes.
It makes my heart feel good every time I think about it. And the guys who he had on, the neighborhood change agents who came, they were spectacular.
Yeah. They were awesome.
So listen for that.
You were going to say about
coming up.
the compliment that Devone said.
I'm going to keep the suspense and let the listeners listen to it.
Okay.
Because we open the show with it. So
Okay.
as soon as that show comes out, everybody just go listen to it. He says it right in the beginning.
John Ziegler paid us a compliment today.
Did he?
He said that we were the most accommodating hosts he's had.
Well, that's terrific.
And we were positive, and we let him say what he had to say.
Yeah.
So I think that's wonderful because it's hard to capture. John Ziegler's a lot of energy, goes a million miles an hour.
Yes, he does.
And just to get
He goes so fast, his pitch goes up.
Yeah. He's emphatic, and we were able to keep him sort of controlled in a way where he's allowed to tell his story, but also keep some order to it.
I think that was the thing that allowed us to corral him. Was we weren't corralling him to corral him.
Yeah,
we were corralling him because we wanted to capture, as much of it as we could.
Sure.
And as soon as he started going off the rails, he would have entertained us off the rails.
Yeah.
But we needed to go back to the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it needed to be told.
Yeah.
And he goes into some great detail. Now, the thing about John Ziegler is that not everybody loves John Ziegler.
Yeah.
He says some controversial things. He says plenty of things I don't necessarily agree with.
Sure, yeah.
And this is a perfect example of two people who can say things that they don't often, agree with. Or
absolutely.
Where we find our common ground in the things that, A, we do agree with, and B, the thing that I agree with about John Ziegler, he's a family man.
He is.
He's got a daughter and he wants to raise her.
Yep.
He wants her to be right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, right on.
I can get down with that.
Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, if you think about it, you got a daughter.
Yep.
And you wanted her to be right.
Yep.
And that's it. You and John have something in common that trumps everything else.
It does. It's taking care of our kids, making them be responsible, contributing people to society, and just sharing a life with them. Yeah, absolutely. I've got no problem with someone that's their main goal.
Yep.
And also turns out that this guy's got an incredible story to tell. And I don't care if it's controversial.
And tells it really to his own detriment.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was afraid we were telling it to ours. But
Yeah.
I'm not really finding that to be true. We've had some great feedback.
Yeah, we've had good feedback from it. I don't think we've told. We said, look, we're not behind child abuse. Obviously, we're not for that.
Right.
Well, we are for justice.
We are for justice.
If something weird has happened, I think we get to have a conversation about it.
That's right.
We're not the judge, we're not the jury, but we do get to say, hey, look, this thing's been painted in one direction. There is another painting out here, though. Check this out.
There was a guy who just got out of prison recently. I just saw this news story, like I was walking by the TV.
Uh-huh.
And I just saw this news story before you got here.
Right.
I don't know this gentleman's name. He's done 20 years in prison. He's got a Latino name. He's from New York. And he did 20 years before they exonerated him. Somehow the new DA in Brooklyn was persuaded to take a look at his case and realize that it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Well.
He provided the investigating officers with 13 names and phone numbers of people who could positively identify him being in Florida.
Wow.
The date of the murder, and the date of the murder is substantial. I know what the date of the murder is. It's June 20th. The reason I know that is because I celebrate a special day on June 19th.
That's right, you do.
And one of the witnesses said the very same thing. He goes, yeah, the June 20th murder, he couldn't have done that because June 19th was the day my daughter was born.
Right.
And the day my daughter was born, I looked at him and said, wish me luck. He didn't say those words.
Yeah.
But he looked at him just before he got in the car to take his wife to the hospital.
Right.
He said, that guy was in my house.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't in New York on June 20th.
Right.
He was staying at my house. So,
Man.
that guy, by the way, like Dade County Sheriff Deputy or something.
Right.
So he had 13 credible witnesses who could ID him in Florida, the date of the murder taking place. Police detectives called not one of the 13, and his lawyer didn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Man.
So here's what's substantial about that case. They exonerated him. They vacated his sentence.
I hope so.
And then they went to close the case, and he said, Your Honor, respectfully, I'd like you not to close the case. And I know that that's kind of the final thing. And while the case is open, I would like to just say that I'm not the guy who did it. I've maintained through 20 years in prison that I'm not the guy who did it. And I would like it open because I would like to expose the flaws in the case. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I just want to show that these things happen if we don't pay attention to them. And I would like for the family to have some justice.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get justice if you close the case.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the first time a guy who's been wrongly convicted ever asked the judge to not close the case.
Right.
But it's...
What's that guy get paid by the state of New York?
I don't know.
It's got to be a lot of money.
I think it's something along the lines of $27,000 for every year that he was in, and then it compounds as the years notch up or something. There's a mathematical formula for
Is
it.
there?
He'll get a couple $1,000,000, I bet.
Yeah. Well, that's one way to retire.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't do fucking 20 years for a couple $1,000,000.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either. No, that's no kind of fun. Because you can do that game and wind up dead. Easy.
Sure.
Easy.
People do.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's heavy.
Yeah. I don't want to end on that.
Okay.
What else do we have coming up that we can highlight and say, oh, I know. The new tech show, Popping the Bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. Popping the Bubble. Yeah, we're starting a new show. It's myself, it's John, and it's a friend of ours who grew up in Benicia with us, but she lives in the city now, and she's got 20 plus years in the tech industry, and her name is Sandra Ponce de Leon, and it is fantastic. We're getting great people who are working inside the tech industry.
I just want to say that she's the hot chick of the tech industry.
Yeah, we decided we had to get someone good looking to be on the show because, good Lord, our looks aren't winning us anything.
And I'll tell you what, we were working from a deep deficit, so we had to get somebody really good looking.
Really good looking to help us out.
Yeah.
But it should be cool. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm looking forward to talking to people that really make a difference in the tech world. And not everybody gets to know this stuff because they're so far from it. It takes a couple of years to bleed out.
That's right.
So I think we got a real sweet spot with this show.
And we're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about cutting edge gadgetry.
Sure.
We're going to talk about the business. We're going to talk about investment.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about what it's like to build a company.
Yeah, what it's like when they go bad.
That's right. The startups, the ones that flop, the ones that succeed, how you have to treat your investors, how you have to treat their investment, all the insights that are deep inside the tech industry.
We got a guest coming up who has had successes and losses, and it's not just because the company is bad. There's a lot of things that affect startup because they're, it's this delicate thing, and if one piece falls off the wagon, there goes the whole thing. So I think it's going to be a great show. I think you guys are going to dig the heck out of it.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think they're going to dig the heck out of it. I think that our, oddly enough, I got a couple friends who are lawyers. And our show that we just did with John Ziegler opens up. I've talked to no one about this, by the way, so I'm just really spitballing here. But it opens up the potential for a show that addresses these types of legal issues.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I don't know, maybe it's time to kind of wrangle a lawyer to sit down and say, hey, let's take a look at some of the things that are going on and give a legal analysis and a point counterpoint. And talk about those things.
Yeah.
Have to be someone good.
Someone good. Someone entertaining.
We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, so I want to make sure that we get plugs for what we're doing professionally.
Yep.
So go ahead and knock it out. Twitter, what you're doing, how people get a hold of you, all those things.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm at John Leon Guerrero on Twitter, John Leon Guerrero on Facebook, John Leon Guerrero on practically everything.
Right.
But I do want to give a shout out to the other John Leon Guerrero, who's considerably younger than I am, whose wife's also named Christy.
Hey.
And he spells his the way I spell mine, and she spells her the ways. It's the same.
We're going to have to get you verified.
I want to say that he is, yeah, that'd be nice. I want to say that he is a Marine, proudly serving our country. And so I salute him.
Absolutely.
And he's a cool dude. We've never met in person. But, I pinged him when I said, hey, man, check this out.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, right on.
Yo, right up.
Yeah.
And I'm Pete A. Turner. So on Twitter, at Pete A. Turner. On LinkedIn, Pete A. Turner. All the same things.
Go to LinkedIn and check out Pete A. Turner because you've been writing some good stuff lately.
Man, I've been working doing it. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm writing a couple of professional things right now that don't always go up. So even if you don't see me blog for a little bit, there's other things I'm working on. So I'm working on a couple things with Dr. Rich Leday and Will Hardy. Might actually write a paper with Devone. So there's a lot going on. I'm about to talk to a couple different people about projects that involve culture and hiring and veterans. So if you need someone who is a speaker, someone who trains on culture, someone who can consult on culture. If you have a weird problem at your company, you just can't put your finger on it, I'm glad to come take a look at it and see if I can't help you get your mind wrapped around it.
And I just started a private security company with my partner, Jerry. And we can't wait for you to get back from Afghanistan. We'll do some work together.
Hell yeah.
And that is something I'll be writing about. Because there's some interesting stories in making sure a guy gets to the airport okay.
Yeah, man.
So, what do you think? Are we done for the evening?
I think
Can we
so.
drain these beers?
I think we can drink these beers. It's Friday, after all.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Hit us up with comments. You know what? We really build this show for the enjoyment of our friends.
That's right.
If you listen to this show, well, guess what?
You're our friend.
So hit us up. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you'd like to see more of, because that's what we want to produce for you. And thanks for listening.
And share the show.
Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it on your
Hey,
Facebook.
cheers to 90 plus shows.
Hey, man. 90 plus shows, baby.
There it is.